How's it going, everyone? Got quite a lot to talk about in this video. It looks like yet another PlayStation Plus Premium title has been revealed, and yes, it's another PlayStation 2 Classics title, so it'll probably be available as a standalone title. I don't even have to say probably. It will be available as a standalone title. We'll talk all about that. On top of that, we have a bit of an update from Bluepoint Games. We haven't heard from them in quite a while. I think they teased something during the holidays one year, and then we just haven't heard from them as far as what they're working on. But a bit of an update from a Twitter post on that, and then a couple of announcements from yesterday's Nintendo Direct that are coming to PlayStation as well. Guys, that Nintendo Direct was absolutely awesome. I'm not a big Switch guy these days, but holy hell, was that event tremendous. Like, Sony, please take a look at how Nintendo structured that Direct, and I don't know, maybe drop a show like that for your next showcase, because holy hell, if Nintendo can drop that, I know Sony can cook up something good as well. But we'll get to that at the end of those videos, those couple of announcements. But first of all, Time Splitters has been rated for PS5 and PS4 in Taiwan. This is likely a PlayStation 2 version for the PlayStation Plus Catalogs version, and obviously with releases like Sly Cooper, Tomb Raider Legend, chances are is it will be available as a standalone release as well. Not gonna pretend like I was a big Time Splitters guy. I do know one funny thing is that I believe it was Homefront The Revolution had like an arcade in the game and you could play. I think it was Time Splitters 2 as a part of that game, and Homefront The Revolution was absolutely awful. That a lot of people look at that game as a good way to play Time Splitters 2, however, so take that for what you will. But now you'll get a native release on PlayStation 4 and 5 as likely a part of the PlayStation Plus catalog as well. And honestly speaking, guys, I feel like Plus Premium has had some pretty decent additions recently. Maybe it's because they made the standard and the bar so effing low, because the initial catalog updates for Plus Premium were so terrible that now I'm seeing games like Daxter, I'm seeing games like Ghost Hunter, I'm seeing games like Sly Cooper. I'm like, you know what, Plus Premium ain't that bad. And maybe that's the opposite of what happened with Plus Extra, because Plus Extra, I thought, had a lot of great months when it initially launched, and now Plus Extra is like a steaming pile of garbage. But Plus Premium, while I'm not going to say it's at the level of, let's say, Plus Extra when Plus Extra was first getting off the ground, I do think they've been dropping some pretty decent updates, all things considered. I mean, you know, we get Time Splitters, Sly Cooper. I'm never going to complain about Sly Cooper and Daxter getting added, you guys. Those games are awesome and a part of, you know, my childhood, so obviously tugging at the nostalgic heartstrings for me. Time Splitters, while again, not a game that I grew up with, I do know a lot of people did love it, so, you know, that'll be a nice addition. Hopefully it's priced at $9.99, not gonna lie, that price point for Tomb Raider Legend, a little bit wild there, a little bit wild. I don't know about $20 for these PS2 titles, but $9.99, like for Sly Cooper, I think that's pretty damn good, and that's a reasonable price point, and, hopefully they never go the route of making those games only available through Plus Premium and have the option of them being standalone purchases. And I do believe they will do that, but given that they're adding more PS2 classics, that's super exciting because, guys, PS2 generally considered, I think most people, especially most people around my age, you know, mid-20s to mid-30s, to be perfectly honest, even going older than that, PS2 legit, a lot of us will say is the greatest video game console of all time. While I really had my formative years as like a hardcore gamer in the PS3 era, you look at that PS2 library and there's so many high quality, tremendous titles. But really, you could just throw a dart at the board and you could come up with great PS2 games to add, even if stuff like, you know, Gran Turismo 4 would be off the table because of licensing issues. At least I think it would be off the table, don't come at me, but there are going to be issues like that if you think about a game you want to get added as a classics title. They're re-releasing the game essentially, so there's all those agreements and things in place that they gotta go through, but I'm sure that they can come up with some good stuff. Like Sonic Heroes? Sonic Heroes would be a pretty spicy addition as well. Sonic Heroes, I think, would actually be a pretty cool addition if they did drop that as a classics title, and yeah, just stuff to consider. I think the actual repertoire of games they have in their back pocket is insane, so hopefully they get rolling on that. And there's still more great PS1 and PSP games. GTA Chinatown Wars, I think, would be an awesome addition as well. But moving on from that, I do want to give you guys a bit of an update from Bluepoint Games' head of technology. noting on Twitter in response, "Nothing has changed since our statement that we are working on an original title. Everything takes time. We are committing to sharpening our skills." So Bluepoint seemingly working on an original title. I know people are going to interpret that in a different way. Like, some people consider remakes as an original title if you're rebuilding a game from the ground up, but I do believe that Bluepoint is working on a new IP. I would love to see them be tasked with doing a remake of, like, I don't know, pick a game. Pretty easy to pick a high-quality title that they could do a remake of, and they've already shown that they can do tremendous remakes, but, you know, them doing an original game, the reality is these games just take forever to develop. Look at Sucker Punch. After they moved on from Infamous in 2014, Ghost of Tsushima had a 6-year development window, and that was back in 2014. Game development times have just gotten longer, so for looking at Bluepoint working on an original title, guys, I don't think that's going to be out until 2026, 2027, and that's just the reality you got to accept. I constantly go on the rant of how I think we need to... I know you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, but damn it, we gotta figure out somehow to put the toothpaste back in the damn tube and shorten these games' development windows and shorten the scale of these games, because I've always said, I think these games are getting bigger and bigger. They're getting more and more technically impressive, but are they necessarily getting better and better? I don't think so, and I think you look at all of the studios that I would deem as absolutely washed. Rocksteady, BioWare, even Naughty Dog you could throw into the absolutely washed category, given you compare what they put out in the window of time for the PS3 and what they've put out recently. I would deem them washed. So, I know you guys might disagree, but that's just a completely different topic that I know a lot more people are starting to bring up because, you know, 5-year, 6-year, 7-year turnaround times for these games are just insane. But for Bluepoint, they're working on a brand new IP, a brand new title, and if they're moving on from doing remakes, that's going to be pretty exciting in its own right. Lastly, I do want to mention, guys, that Nintendo Direct event was absolutely awesome yesterday. Sony, take note, it's a shame that Sony by far had the worst showcase this summer comparatively to Xbox and Nintendo. Xbox and Nintendo blew them out of the water, not even close. Sony, you gotta play a little bit of catch-up as far as having some good events for PlayStation, and hopefully we do have a quality showcase later this year, but that Nintendo Direct was awesome. Xbox Game Showcase I thought was pretty decent, and I know you guys want to hate on Xbox all the time. That's the cool thing to do, and certainly they deserve to get crapped on, but I thought their show was really good as well, and they dropped a CG trailer where a CG trailer made sense in Gears of War E-Day, and they don't pull some Concord type burger trash, but there were some high quality titles announced for PlayStation 4, particularly Square Enix Fantasian Neo Dimension looks fantastic. The father of Final Fantasy, Hironobu Sakaguchi, and renowned composer Nobuyo Uematsu return to deliver an original RPG story experience, an enhanced version of Fantasian, initially released for Apple Arcade in 2021 with brand new features including English and Japanese voiceovers and an additional difficulty option as well. Not the biggest scale JRPG, but even something smaller scale. I'm all for these smaller scale JRPGs. Hopefully Square Enix continues to drop them, and it's coming to PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Switch, and PC. And then lastly, we do have Capcom's Ace Attorney Investigations Collection, centering around one Miles Edgeworth. Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth, and Ace Attorney 2 Investigations, Prosecutor's Gambit finally come together for a highly anticipated collection. Both titles were originally released on the Nintendo DS, and Ace Attorney Investigations 2 was previously only available in Japan. Now, both of these titles will be remastered, localized, and available worldwide in the Investigations collection. All of the typical Capcom collection bonuses are included, so that's pretty solid, but that'll be out this year, later in 2024, and not only do you have this to look forward to, that fighting game collection looks awesome as well. Ace Attorney Investigations Collection out September 6th for $39.99, so a little bit of a hefty price point for a 2-game collection, but you know what? People are going to be into it, so definitely a nice release there. But that is going to do it for me. Again, a bit of a PS Plus update with Time Splitters looking to be coming to PS Plus. A couple of announcements as well. Looks like Bluepoint is still hard at work at their next game. Imagine 2026 for that game, unfortunately. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.